Who Dat Nation, if you're pumped for the draft, we're just a little bit under a month out. Go ahead and like this video. What's good, y'all? I'm Abby Alonso. You've seen me a couple times before. Trace had his hands full. He asked me to cover the show today. Here I am. I will be driving the ship, and I'm pumped. I'm also pumped about our new comment MVP, Jonah. We asked y'all if y'all could break the record. Can you comment as many times as possible on our last Saints video? He did it. He commented 76 times. Shout out, Jonah. You are the new Saints Now comment MVP. Today, we will be going over Todd McShay's 2-round mock draft. Not one. He decided, hey, you know what? I'm here. I might as well keep going. He gave us 2 rounds for the NFL draft. And look, we'll go over some notable targets first before I tell you who the Saints grabbed in the first round. Some big names that went off the board. Lucas Van Ness to Philadelphia, Jackson Smith and Jigba, wide receiver, to Tennessee, Miles Murphy to Green Bay, Kalijah Kancey to the Chargers, Hendon Hooker to the Vikings, Dalton Kincaid to the Jags, Michael Mayer to the Cowboys, and Jordan Addison to the Bills. Some big names, some notable guys to kind of look at before, or who went off the board before the Saints grab somebody at number 29, according to Todd McShay. And before I tell you who the Saints grabbed with that, God bless, we got a pick in the first round, but with that 29th pick overall, go ahead and hit that sub button. Like I said, we're just a little bit under a month out from the draft. There's going to be lots of news, rumors, new mock drafts, all kinds of analysis swirling around the NFL offseason. You don't want to miss any of it. So hit the sub button, and me and Trace will keep y'all covered. Make sure you don't miss anything. With that 29th pick, Todd McShay believes that the Saints will take Onyemata Adebawore, a defensive end out of Northwestern. And we know the defense needs some help after losing a bunch of guys. This guy could be the guy. His stats in 2022, 38 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Very athletic guy coming out of Northwestern. Todd McShay says this is why he should go to the Saints. Marcus Davenport, David Onyemata, and Shy Tuttle signed elsewhere in free agency, and this Saints defensive line wasn't exactly a strength even before the subtractions. Last season, New Orleans was last in the NFL in pass rush win rate, 28.5%, and 25th in run stop win rate with 28%. Adebawore can help in both areas. He's a hybrid edge rusher and 3 technique who proved disruptive last season with 5 sacks and 10.5 tackles for loss. He has a powerful upper body, and I think he can be an every down starter in the NFL early in his career. New coordinator Joe Woods could move Adebawore around this defense and let him impact multiple facets of the game. I like this move. Like I said, the defense needs help. You lost a lot of notable guys. You look at the depth chart, and it looks very different than what it did last season, but that might not be a bad thing. Kalen Saunders, that addition is a good one. Of course, you've got Cam Jordan, the king over here. He big part of the defense. But again, you're going to need some new faces in here to kind of help, because what happened last season, like McShay said, before the subtractions even happened, you needed a revamp. You needed to change some things up, and I think Adebawore could be a big part of that revamp. What was happening? It wasn't working. What they were trying to make work, it wasn't doing it. The run D was horrible. Pass rush, you need a revamp. If this guy is versatile, like he's got good qualities to add to a defensive line that is so clearly struggling. Some cons, I mean, he needs development with the pass rush, and he did have 13 missed tackles, not really a big finisher, but those are things that you can fix. I think the pros outweigh the cons here. He's an incredible athlete with a phenomenal burst, good length despite being undersized. He plays hard. He's a good athlete. Again, I think he would be an asset to add alongside Cam Jordan, Carl Granderson. a good piece to put on the defensive line. What position should the Saints target in round 1 of the draft? Do you think acknowledging a defensive end or going after a defensive tackle would be the right move, or do you think they should go somewhere else? Let me know down in the comments section. Give me your honest thoughts. Honest thoughts. We love honest thoughts. Before we continue with round 2, let me tell you about Fanatics. I know Trace put me out there and said, I am a big fan of baseball caps, and he was right. I do love baseball caps. Ken Fox, I saw that you bought one because I love baseball caps. So make sure everybody goes out and gets some new Saints ball caps. I will be getting one. I think these are so dope, especially the official Saints draft hats. You can get them at chatsports.com/Saints hat. And if you don't get one, you're missing out. I will be getting one. I will be wearing it. You might even catch me on the show with one. Round 2. Some guys that went before the Saints could grab somebody, according to Todd McShay. Mozzie Smith to the Steelers. Jalen Hyatt to the Texans. Jahmyr Gibbs, we've talked about him a couple times, landing in New Orleans. Not in this mock draft. Keon White to the Seahawks. Brian Breesy to the Raiders. And Osiris Torrance to the Panthers. Again, big names ahead of the Saints pick in the 2nd round. And Todd McShay believes that pick will be used on Darnell Washington, tight end out of Georgia. Tight end. Interesting position to go after. I'm not against it. Good player. 15 games, 28 receptions, 454 yards, 16.2 average yards per catch, and 2 touchdowns. Look, this is a depth move here. When you grab a tight end, it's a depth move. Todd McShay says, if you like tight ends with a lot of traits, Washington is your guy this year. He played behind Brock Bowers at Georgia, but the 6'7", 264-pounder has a massive catch radius and ran a 4.64 in the 40 at the combine. Big boy was moving. He's extremely strong and has long arms and huge hands. The Saints brought back Juwan Johnson, but they still need talented targets for Derek Carr, who often connected with the toolsy tight end in Darren Waller in Las Vegas. Yes. They did bring back Juwan Johnson. Great move. I think that was a no-brainer. That absolutely was the right way to go. But 6'7", 254 pounds. He is a unit. He's got a lot of different traits. This is a weapon that, why wouldn't you put him in your, why wouldn't you grab him if you can? Yeah, you got Juwan Johnson, but like Todd McShay brought up, give Derek Carr all the weapons. Give him all the weapons. Would you draft Darnell Washington? Let me know in the comments section. Type D for draft, type P for pass. Look, I like the idea of adding a tight end to the group. I think, again, you brought back Juwan Johnson. You've got Adam Troutman and Taysom Hill, but why not throw in another weapon, especially of his size and the fact that he has so many different traits and he can serve so many different purposes for an offense that's really trying to find its new rhythm here and its new identity. The combine alone, you look at the results from there. I mean, a 4.64 40-yard dash at 6'7", 254 pounds. This man was moving. He was moving. He covers a lot of ground. 10-yard split, 1.57. Vertical jump of 31 inches, broad jump of 10 feet, 2 inches, and bench press 21 reps. Sounds scary, but in a good way. Like, I would not want to play against this guy. Again, he was a backup at Georgia, but he would kind of be serving a depth purpose and maybe like just a weapon to throw in every now and then behind Juwan Johnson, working with Adam Troutman and Taysom Hill. I think the more weapons, the better. That tight end group alone, oh my gosh, come on. Derek Carr is going to be set to succeed. Juwan Johnson proved himself this season. Of course, you've got Taysom Hill, a Swiss Army knife. You're adding this guy to it? I'm here for it. A couple cons, needs to be coached up in route running, and limited production, untapped potential. But who comes into the league? That's not really a bad thing. That means his ceiling is higher. He's got production and he can get even better, which is great to hear. Pros, Great blocker. He's a great blocker. This is, again, is a versatile guy who can come in and serve multiple purposes for an offense that is trying to find its identity. Again, you've got Adebawore and Darnell Washington. I think good moves. I don't hate them. I think this is probably the right way to go, especially addressing the defense in the first round. I think that is probably ideal for this draft. Todd McShay got it right. You've got to fix the defensive line. They're working to fix the offense. They did that a lot with bringing in Derek Carr, and I think this move with Darnell Washington also adds another weapon. I think Todd McShay is on the right track. I'm going to give him a B. What do you give him? Head to the comment section. Leave a grade on Todd McShay's mock draft for the New Orleans Saints. As always, stay golden. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see y'all soon.